Hey, I'm Nya Burns. I'm committed to play basketball at UAB, and this is the No Playbook podcast.
All right. Thank you so much for checking out the show. It's the podcast featuring real recruiting stories. My name's Casey. This is the No Playbook podcast. And up to now, I've just been featuring athletes and coaches from East Tennessee, but I'm really wanting to expand to get some of those folks that can really speak to their recruiting stories from really all over the Southeast. So I've got a little task for you. If you're listening to the show and you know of athletes that are from Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Florida, Alabama, reach out to me on social media at No Playbook Pod and just kind of let me know who you'd like to see featured on the podcast. And I would greatly appreciate it because I'm trying to expand, get some of those more athletes and coaches featured right here on the show. Hopefully they can help you by sharing their recruiting stories. Today, I'm very happy to have Nya Burns back on the podcast. She came on several years ago when she was a freshman in high school. Now she's a senior. She's committed to UAB, so she's got a lot to talk about. Very excited to get into it. This episode is sponsored by Stinnett Collision. Sit tight, get to Nya Burns right after this.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family-owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
Sound different from last time I had you on.
That was a long time ago.
I think you were a freshman.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like I've changed a lot since then, for sure.
You were at Gatlinburg, is that right?
Yep.
All right. So what brought you to Grace Christian?
Well, we actually, so our church that we were going to was in Knoxville. And we hadn't been going to church a lot. That was really our main priority, was to get closer to our church. And we had also, like, everything we did was in Knoxville. So, like, literally throughout the week, we were just going to Knoxville for training, appointments, like everything. And we were like, that also played a factor in it as well. And so it was the best decision for sure.
Well, so that's been a while.
Yeah.
What else is what else has been going on with you in your basketball career?
I mean, just tons of training and getting ready for this next high school season because it starts right after fall break. So, I mean, and fall break is next week. So we start back up. We're going to be lifted pretty hard and just doing more conditioning and practice. I think like official practice starts at the end of October, I think. So like we're getting there. So, and then obviously like I'm working on preparing, getting myself ready, getting my body ready for college too. So
what does your training look like beyond just what you get like at a team practice?
So I'll actually like train 2 to 3 times a week, like with my trainers. I train with Neek, which is one of my coaches, and then I train with Lester. So I'll normally train with Lester on Wednesday morning before school because I have a schedule where I don't have to go to school until like 11. So I don't have to actually be at school till like 11:10. So I'll wake up. I'll normally go shoot in the mornings 3 days a week on my non-training days. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I'll go to D1 in the mornings and train with Devin. And then after school, we'll do our like actual team basketball trainings. We're lifting. We got a new strength coach. We're lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then we're doing open gyms Tuesday, Thursday. So it's a really busy schedule, but it's nice to have the schedule that I have at school right now because I can get my workouts done in the morning and then have a good breakfast and then go to school, get my work done, and then have basketball workouts with a team and then go home and like get to bed at a good time. So it's good.
Just even from what I see from videos of you or what I've heard about you, like you strike me as somebody that's got like a Kobe mentality. Like I'm going to be the first one out there, last one to leave.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also very organized. Like I like to have a set schedule because if I don't have a set schedule, it just stresses me out. And I probably I just like, I won't stick to that schedule and then it'll just be chaotic. But yeah, I definitely like to, at the beginning of the week, kind of just plan it out, have my mom book the trainings, and then just, I like to know what I'm doing. It just makes everything be easier. So
Yeah. Yeah. Take one stressful thing off the table. So
exactly.
how about your recruiting story? So you got a lot of good offers. What did that
Yes.
look like? Like, what did you like about some schools, dislike about others, and ultimately, why'd you pick UAB?
Okay, so let's see. Last year, towards the end of last year, probably at the end of the summer, I started getting a lot more offers. I can't remember how many I got, but that's when I started to really pick them up. I went on some visits, was just kind of feeling it out, and then I changed to AEBL, the AU team I play for this year, and so I had a lot of um, a lot more opportunities going into that, being able to play on a, big stage with amazing players on my team, plus being able to play against some of the best players in the country. So that was huge for me this year, especially. So I was able to, be able to play in front of those coaches and get looked at and, be able to, be that point guard and work on my leadership in front of those coaches, which was really the most important thing for me. They knew my talent, but just being able to, show them the little things. So that was big. So I got several more offers this year. Let's see, I guess at the beginning of the summer, maybe May, something like that. And so then that's when I was like, okay, Nya, like you really got to, narrow them down. Like this is, it's crunch time. Last year I was kind of just, living in the moment and like taking them in and, building those relationships, which I was still able to do that to some degree, but at the same time, I was like, I want to commit decently early, just so I could have my senior year to just kind of relax, focus on, winning a state championship with my team and, just being focused in on where I'm going and continuing to build that relationship with, that coaching staff wherever I was going. So I kind of just let it play out. I tried to live in the moment because I feel like that was what I needed to do. But I played and got amazing offers, amazing schools. And then I really started to talk to my parents. I prayed a lot about it. And by the end of the summer, I had gone on a visit to UAB, FAU, JMU. I think that's it. Maybe I can't remember. I think that's the main ones. Oh, yeah, I think that's it. That was the ones I went on through the summer. Yeah. So I went on those visits. Those were all three official visits, except for JMU. That was an unofficial visit. And then I got a few more offers after that. So it was kind of a chaotic process because it's hard for me to describe it. But I was able to just kind of narrow them down. When I was on the UAB visit, from the first 30 minutes, I was talking to my dad and I was like, Dad, like this just feels different. Like it was just a different feeling than any of the other visits I'd been on, any of the other conversations that I had with the coaches. And I'm not going to lie, like going in, I had just been on a visit to FAU. And so that's a long way away. So we made a trip out of it too. So when I got back, I was exhausted. Like I was so tired. And so we went to UAB like the next day after we got home from our flight. And I kind of wasn't really expecting much, like just going into it. I was just kind of like exhausted. And then I like immediately like step on campus and I'm like, let's go. Like literally meeting the coaches, touring campus, hearing, their plan for me as a point guard coming in. It was great. Like I just felt like it was like the perfect fit. And again, I wasn't really expecting like much just because I was so like mentally exhausted because we had been playing a summer of basketball, like high school basketball. And then I'd been on some visits and I'd actually been like sick the visit at FAU. So like my head was just kind of everywhere but, the visit. So then when I got there, I was like, this is it. Like this is the one. And so I had that feeling, but I wanted to continue to, be open and, just see my other options because I still had a whole month of basketball left. And so then after that was over, I still had that feeling, and I was like, why wait? Like I know where I want to go. Like I just feel like I know like where home is. So I was like, let's commit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what so many people say is it felt like home, no matter where it is. And I
yes,
love that for you, for your family, that they've got that. And you talk about the distance to FAU, like Birmingham. So my wife is from there, so we visit sometimes. It really isn't very far away.
no, it's about
Four
a three and a
hours?
half hour drive, I
Yeah.
think. So it's like it's perfect. And um, I mean, we love Birmingham. We've been to Birmingham for AU tournaments. My mom has some. I think she has some roommates that live in Birmingham too. So like we have a lot of connections in Birmingham. So that was something else. We were like, that's so cool. Like we have connections. So
Yeah. Well, that's great. It is a beautiful place. It's a good campus, so I'm glad you found a good place and you're settled down. You can focus on your senior season. You talked about leadership. What have you done to like really make yourself, even with the high school team, like a real leader this year as a senior?
yeah. So I think that one of the main things is, I have the most experience. I'm a senior now. Like I have the most experience playing. I've played on some great teams with some great players. I've played for a lot of coaches. Like there's just a lot that factor into that. But I mean, just being able to have that experience and gain that trust, from my teammates and have that relationship with my coach. Like there's just so many things that really do factor into being a leader. And so I have an amazing relationship with my teammates at Grace. We're super close. And I feel like I hope that I've gained their trust, and they know that I first and foremost love and care about them before basketball. Um, so I really try to show that that's who I am first before I'm able to be that leader. So yeah, I mean I feel like um, over the past few years I feel like I've always been like a leader. Like I've just had that mentality, but I feel like that's kind of what God has like called me to do, is be that leader. And um, you know, I like hooping, but like leadership is really important to me. And I feel like that's something else I have been recruited for, is being a leader, a good role model for my team, and just being able to push them and um, you know, lead the way to success. So
I like that. That's
yeah.
very good. That's like a quote, like you're ready to go on like local TV there in Birmingham with that quote. Yeah.
I try.
I don't think I asked you this last time, and I've started asking folks lately. Share something that very few people know about you.
Ooh, um,
We know you like hooping.
yeah. Um, okay, I can think of like two things probably. So the one thing, okay, so I think the main thing that a lot of people don't know about me is that I'm from Kentucky. I moved to Tennessee like 4 years ago. I tell people that and they're like, "What? Like you're not from Tennessee?" So yeah, I'm from Kentucky, and that's my hometown. All my family lives there. So that was definitely. I feel
What were
like
you, eighth
that's
grade?
when I'm. What'd you say?
Was it eighth grade?
Yeah. So the summer of my eighth grade year is when we moved. Um,
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, that's a tough age to move. So it was hard. I didn't want to move, but I am so thankful that we did. So many doors opened for me, and so many opportunities came up, and I would not, I would not be the basketball player that I am today if it weren't for us moving. Just so many more opportunities for training. I mean, it's just great. So I'm really glad that we moved. And then I'd probably say another thing that a lot of people don't know about me, which is just kind of like not very happy. Like this is kind of sad, but um, I feel like because I kind of want to use my platform, especially in college, to kind of talk about this. But like a couple years ago, I really struggled with like mental health, just navigating, my way through basketball and all the different emotions that coaches and just the game itself can give you. And so really I just had to find my way, and know that like my identity wasn't in basketball. I had always thought that and told myself that. But I really had to just figure that out by myself, and I had my family that helped me through that. And I feel like that's really when I got closer to God, and started to um, really work my relationship with Him, and consistently at least. So yeah, I feel like that's something else, and being able to share that with others who do struggle with that, because people really do. Like, sports are awesome, but people really think that their identity is found in that. Um, and it's found in God. So I feel like being able to share that with them, and share that, like, it's just a game. Like, it's literally just a game. Like, it's awesome, but it's just a game. So, I mean, there's just so much more to who we are than our sport.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's something else that a lot of people don't know, just because it was private, and people see all this stuff on social media, and all this other stuff, and it's kind of hard to know what goes on behind closed doors. So yeah.
Well, and that's great because you having a leadership mentality, and like you're saying, it's private. So there are so many people that deal with that we have no idea about. It could be, you're a two guard on a team right now, and you
Exactly.
have no idea that's going on. But for competitive people, like, I'm not exaggerating. I'm coaching my son, my 5-year-old son's soccer team.
Oh
If
gosh.
if he misses a shot, like, he will walk like Charlie Brown with his head down, like he's so upset. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you're 5. It's
Right.
little kid
Right.
soccer. Like, but there's just the mentality of a real roller coaster, and I can totally see how that could be a thing. So what I love is that you are looking forward to taking your platform and using it to prop that issue up and talk about it. That'll be great.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to be a sports psychologist. That's the plan right now. So all of these things have really, I guess, guided me to want to be that. So
That's a great plan. I really like that. I
yes.
support that totally. Not that you need my support, but um, that's good. Very good. Nya, thank you
Okay.
so much. I've been really excited to have you back on. Congratulations. Best of luck at UAB.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I'm sorry that it took so long for me to get on, but I'm glad that we made it happen.
No problem at all. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a good one.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.